A man once stood outside a locked door with a key in his hand. He cried all night because the door would not open. He pushed it. He begged in front of it. He said, "Why was I given a key if the door will not open?" But when morning came, he saw something that made his heart shake. The key was not for that door. Behind him, there was another door, a bigger door, a safer door. A door he never even noticed because his eyes were stuck on the one that kept rejecting him. And when he placed the same key inside that second door, it opened without force. No noise, no struggle, no humiliation, just peace. My brother, my sister, sometimes your prayer feels unanswered because you are standing in front of the wrong door with the right pain. You are crying because one thing is not opening, but Allah may be preparing a door you have not seen yet. You are saying, "Why is my prayer taking so long?" But Allah may be saying, "Because what I am preparing for you is not small." You are saying, "Why did this person leave?" Allah may be protecting your heart from a future wound. You are saying, "Why did this opportunity collapse?" Allah may be saving your faith from a success that would have destroyed you. You are saying, "Why am I still waiting?" Allah may be perfecting your prayer in a place your eyes cannot reach. Because sometimes Allah does not only answer what you asked, He cleans it, He purifies it, He removes the poison from it, He removes the people who would ruin it. He removes the version of you that would misuse it. He removes the timing that would make it dangerous. And then, when it comes, you do not just receive the blessing, you are ready for it. This is why you must listen carefully. A delayed prayer is not always a denied prayer. A quiet season is not always an empty season. A closed door is not always rejection. Sometimes it is Allah perfecting what you asked for, while also perfecting the person who asked. And if you are in that season right now, where you keep praying, waiting, crying, trying, and wondering why nothing is changing, then maybe this message is not by accident. Maybe Allah brought these words to you because your heart has been asking a question your mouth could not explain. How do I know Allah is perfecting my prayers right now? Listen with your heart, because the answer may already be happening in your life. Lesson 1. Allah makes you lose interest in what would have ruined your answer. One of the strongest signs Allah is perfecting your prayer is this: you slowly stop wanting what you once begged for. Not because you became bitter, not because you gave up, not because your faith became weak, but because Allah began to heal your vision. There are things we ask for when we are hurt. There are people we ask for when we are lonely. There are doors we ask for when we are desperate. There are positions we ask for when we feel unseen. And in that moment we think, this is exactly what I need. But Allah knows what is inside the thing. You only see the beautiful cover. Allah sees the hidden damage. You see the smile. Allah sees the character. You see the promise. Allah sees the future betrayal. You see the opportunity. Allah sees the pride it may awaken in you. You see the relationship. Allah sees the spiritual loss it may cause. So sometimes, before Allah answers your prayer, He changes your desire. This is not a small mercy. This is a very deep mercy. Because imagine receiving everything you cried for, then discovering it was the very thing that would take you far from Allah. Imagine marrying the person you could not stop thinking about, then losing your peace inside that home. Imagine getting the job you were desperate for, then finding your heart becoming harsh, distracted, and ungrateful. Imagine receiving fame, attention, money, or status before your soul was strong enough to carry it. Many people are not destroyed by poverty. They are destroyed by a blessing they were not ready for. So when Allah is perfecting your prayer, He may first perfect your appetite. He may make false things taste empty. He may make old desires feel small. He may make certain conversations feel heavy. He may make certain friendships feel fake. He may make certain dreams feel lifeless, even though you once chased them with all your energy. And you may wonder, what is happening to me? Why do I not feel the same anymore? My brother, my sister, maybe Allah is not taking your passion away. Maybe He is taking the poison out of your passion. Maybe He is not making you lazy. Maybe He is making you hate the life that was too small for the prayer He is preparing. Sometimes Allah removes the sweetness from the wrong thing before He gives sweetness in the right thing. This is why you must not panic when your heart changes. Do not keep forcing yourself to love what Allah is making your soul outgrow. Do not keep begging for a door that no longer feels peaceful. Do not keep holding people simply because the old version of you chose them. There is a version of you that prayed from pain, and there is a version of you that Allah is raising through wisdom. The first version cried, "Give me this." The second version whispers, "Give me what is best for me." That shift is powerful. That shift is growth. That shift may be the first sign that your prayer is being perfected. Because when Allah wants to give you better, He first makes you uncomfortable with less. He makes you see what you were ignoring. He makes you feel what you used to tolerate. He makes your heart reject what your ego still wants. And slowly, you stop chasing. You stop begging people to stay. You stop breaking yourself for doors that humiliate you. You stop calling every delay a punishment. You begin to understand that Allah is not only preparing an answer, He is preparing your heart to receive the answer without losing itself. So if you have noticed that something you once wanted badly no longer has power over you, do not call it confusion. It may be protection. If your heart is becoming quieter towards certain people, do not call it coldness. It may be clarity. If the thing you once begged for now feels strangely distant, do not fear it. It may be Allah gently freeing you from a prayer that was too small. Because the most beautiful answer is not always when Allah gives you what you wanted. Sometimes the most beautiful answer is when Allah saves you from wanting what would have broken you. Lesson 2. Allah delays it until your character can carry it. Sometimes you are not waiting because Allah has forgotten you. You are waiting because your character is still being built. This is hard to accept, because when we pray, we usually want the answer to come now. We want the door now. We want the healing now. We want the marriage now. We want the money now. We want the breakthrough now. We want the sign now. But Allah knows the weight of the thing you are asking for. You may be asking for a blessing, but Allah knows that blessing has weight. Marriage has weight. Success has weight. Leadership has weight. Money has weight. Influence has weight. A bigger life has weight. And if Allah gives it before your heart is ready, the same blessing can become a test that crushes you. This is why some prayers are not denied. They are trained. Allah trains the one who is asking. You prayed for patience, and then difficult people appeared. You prayed for strength, and then weak places inside you were exposed. You prayed for a better future, and then Allah began removing the habits that would destroy that future. You prayed for a clean heart, and then He showed you jealousy, anger, attachment, pride, fear, and neediness hiding inside you. You prayed for closeness to Allah, and then He made worldly distractions feel empty. At first, it feels like everything is getting worse, but it may actually be the workshop of mercy. A seed does not complain when it is buried if it knows it is becoming a tree. But human beings complain because we think burial is the end. We do not see roots growing in darkness. We do not see strength forming under pressure. We do not see that Allah may be building something inside us before He places something outside us. My brother, my sister, there are prayers you cannot carry with the character you had when you first asked. The answer may require a calmer tongue, a softer heart, a stronger mind, a cleaner intention, a deeper trust, a better relationship with Allah. So Allah delays the gift until the servant becomes safe with the gift. Look at your life carefully. Maybe the delay is not empty. Maybe in this waiting you have become wiser. Maybe you no longer react like before. Maybe you no longer trust every smile. Maybe you no longer answer every insult. Maybe you no longer chase every person. Maybe you no longer sell your peace for attention. Maybe your prayer has not arrived yet because Allah is teaching you how to receive it without destroying it. Some people lose their blessing because they received it while still immature. They got attention and became arrogant. They got wealth and forgot the poor. They got love and became controlling. They got authority and became cruel. They got beauty and became proud. They got comfort and forgot Allah. So when Allah loves a servant, He may delay the blessing until humility grows. He may delay the breakthrough until gratitude becomes real. He may delay the answer until your heart learns to say, Allah, I want the gift, but I never want the gift to take me away from you. That sentence changes everything. Because the safest blessing is the blessing that brings you closer to Allah, not further away. If you are waiting right now, ask yourself honestly, is Allah making me more patient? Is He making me more honest? Is He teaching me to stop depending on people? Is He removing arrogance from my heart? Is He teaching me not to rush? Is He making me more sincere? If yes, then your prayer is not stuck. Your prayer is being surrounded with protection. The answer may be coming with lessons around it. So when it arrives, you do not lose it. You may think Allah is slow, but Allah is never slow. Allah is wise. He gives at the right time, in the right way, with the right protection. The delay that frustrates you today may be the very mercy you thank Allah for tomorrow. One day you may say, Allah, thank you for not giving it to me when I was still foolish. Thank you for not letting me enter that door when my heart was still weak. Thank you for making me wait until I became strong enough to carry what I was asking for. That is how Allah perfects prayers. He does not only prepare the answer, He prepares the receiver. Lesson 3. Allah removes the people who would damage your blessing. One of the hidden signs your prayer is being perfected is that people begin leaving your life before the answer arrives. And at first, this feels painful. It feels personal. It feels like abandonment. You may say, why is everyone changing? Why did that person become distant? Why did I lose support at the very time I needed it most? Why did betrayal come while I was praying for ease? But sometimes the people leaving are not a sign of loss. They are a sign of preparation. Because there are people who can clap for your pain, but they cannot handle your elevation. There are people who can stay when you are struggling, because your struggle makes them feel superior. But when Allah begins raising you, their heart changes, their jealousy comes out, their hidden envy speaks. Their fake love becomes visible, their control begins to break. Allah knows who can stand near your blessing without poisoning it. You do not know. You see history with them. Allah sees what is hidden in them. You see memories. Allah sees motives. You see the years you spent together. Allah sees the harm they would cause in the next chapter. So before Allah brings the answer, He may clean the room. He may remove the person who would mock your growth. He may expose the friend who secretly enjoys your sadness. He may distance the relative who always pulls you back into guilt. He may break the attachment that would make you choose a human being over His guidance. This is painful, but it is mercy. Because not everyone can enter the place Allah is taking you. Some people are connected to the old version of you. They only know how to love the smaller you. They only feel comfortable when you are confused, needy, and available for their control. But when Allah begins healing you, you become different. You stop explaining too much. You stop begging. You stop accepting disrespect in the name of love. You stop letting people use your kindness as a weapon against you. And when you change, people who benefited from your brokenness become uncomfortable. They call you proud. They call you distant. They say you changed. But perhaps you did change. And perhaps that change was an answer to your prayer. You prayed for peace. Allah removed the people who disturbed it. You prayed for clarity. Allah exposed the people who were confusing you. You prayed for strength. Allah separated you from those who kept you weak. You prayed for a new beginning. Allah started by ending the relationships that could not enter that beginning. Do not cry too long over removals that may be protection. Not every person who leaves is a tragedy. Some departures are angels of mercy in disguise. Some endings are doors closing behind you, so you cannot return to what Allah saved you from. You may be praying for a beautiful life, but Allah knows that life cannot be beautiful, with certain people still sitting in the center of it. Sometimes the blessing is not delayed because it is far. Sometimes it is delayed because the wrong people are still close. Allah may be waiting until your circle becomes safe. He may be waiting until your heart no longer needs validation from someone who never valued you. He may be waiting until you stop inviting snakes into gardens you prayed for. My brother, my sister, if Allah is removing people from your life, do not rush to replace them. Sit with the lesson. Ask what Allah showed you. Ask what pattern He broke. Ask why your heart kept holding someone who kept hurting you. And thank Allah quietly. Because there are betrayals that happen before the blessing, so betrayal does not happen after the blessing. There are exposures before the door opens, so the wrong people do not walk through the door with you. This is not Allah taking from you. This may be Allah guarding what He is about to give you. Lesson 4. Allah makes your heart more attached to Him than to the outcome. This may be the most important part. When Allah is perfecting your prayer, He may allow the waiting to continue until your heart changes its center. At the beginning, you may pray because you want the thing. You want the marriage. You want the healing. You want the job. You want the answer. You want the apology. You want the success. And there is nothing wrong with asking Allah. Allah loves when His servants call upon Him. But sometimes, while we are asking, our heart becomes more attached to the gift than the giver. We begin to say, I will only feel peace if this happens. I will only trust Allah if I get this. I will only be happy if this person returns. I will only believe my prayer worked if the outcome looks exactly the way I imagined. This is dangerous for the heart, because now the outcome has become a throne inside you. It controls your mood, it controls your faith, it controls your sleep, it controls your self-worth, it controls your view of Allah. So Allah, out of mercy, may delay the outcome until your heart becomes free again. He teaches you to love Him beyond the gift. He teaches you to pray without trying to control Him. He teaches you to ask with hope, but accept with trust. He teaches you to say, Allah, I want this, but I want you more. That is a sign of maturity. That is a sign your prayer is being purified. Because the best prayer does not make you obsessed with creation. It brings you closer to the Creator. Think about it. If the thing you are asking for makes you angry at Allah when it is delayed, then perhaps the waiting is exposing something. If one person not loving you makes you feel worthless, perhaps Allah is showing you that your heart gave too much power to a human being. If one closed door makes you believe your life is over, perhaps Allah is teaching you that your hope was too small. If one delayed dream makes you stop praying, perhaps Allah is showing you that your prayer was connected more to receiving than to loving Him. This is not to shame you, this is to heal you. We are weak, we get attached, we get afraid, we want certainty, we want control. But Allah does not want your heart to be a prisoner of outcomes. He wants your heart to be free. So He may keep you waiting until you can breathe again without that thing, until you can smile again without that person, until you can pray again without demanding a specific door, until you can say, even if it comes differently, Allah is still kind. That is a very high station of the heart. And when you reach that place, you become peaceful in a way people cannot understand. You still have wishes, you still have pain, you still have needs, but you are not destroyed by delay anymore. You know Allah hears, you know Allah sees, you know Allah knows what you cannot see. You know that no sincere prayer is wasted, and even when the answer is hidden, the reward, wisdom, protection and mercy are not hidden from Allah. My brother, my sister, do not think the waiting has no purpose. Perhaps the waiting is teaching your heart the most beautiful lesson of all, that Allah is enough before the answer. Allah is enough after the answer. Allah is enough if the answer changes form. Allah is enough if the door closes. Allah is enough if the world misunderstands your journey. When your heart reaches this truth, your prayer has already begun to change you. And sometimes the greatest answer to prayer is not what lands in your hand, it is what settles in your heart. Lesson 5. Allah lets you see signs, but not the full map. When Allah is perfecting your prayer, He may give you small signs of hope, but not the full picture. This is one of the hardest parts of faith. You get a little opening, then silence, a small ease, then another delay, a beautiful sign, then another test, a door almost opens, then it closes, someone helps you, then you are left waiting again, and you say, Allah, why show me hope if the road is still long? But sometimes signs are not meant to reveal the full map, they are meant to keep your heart alive. Allah may give you enough light for the next step, not the whole journey. Because if He showed you the entire path, you might become overwhelmed. If He showed you every test, you might fear moving. If He showed you every delay, you might lose strength. If He showed you every hidden danger He saved you from, you might never sleep. So Allah gives the servant what the servant can carry. A small sign, a quiet relief, a sudden calm. A person who says the right words at the right time. A door that opens just enough to remind you that Allah has not left you. A moment in prayer where your heart feels heard. A dream returning after you thought it died. A solution appearing from a direction you never expected. These small signs are not random, they are mercy. They are not always the full answer, but they may be reminders that the one who controls the full answer is near. Be careful though. Do not build your entire faith on signs. Build your faith on Allah. Signs can comfort you, but Allah is your certainty. Because sometimes the sign is not, this exact thing will happen. Sometimes the sign is, keep going, Allah is with you. Many people become confused because they try to read every small event like a final verdict. One message comes and they think everything is solved. One delay comes and they think everything is ruined. One good day comes and they think the blessing has arrived. One bad day comes and they think Allah has rejected them. This emotional swinging is exhausting. Faith is deeper than that. When Allah is perfecting your prayer, He may teach you stability. He may teach you not to worship the sign, not to chase the feeling, not to panic at silence. He teaches you to walk even when you only see one step. Because real trust is not needing the full map before obeying Allah. Real trust is saying, I do not know how this will unfold, but I know Allah will not wrong me. Sometimes the answer is being built through small hidden pieces. A conversation you thought meant nothing, a rejection that redirected you, a loss that matured you, a stranger who gave advice, a failure that removed arrogance, a pause that protected your faith. You may not understand the pattern today, but one day, when Allah allows you to look back, you will see how every piece was connected. You will see why that person left, why that door closed, why you were delayed, why you were redirected, why your heart was restless in one place and peaceful in another. You will say, Allah was arranging it all while I thought nothing was happening. So if you are receiving little signs but still waiting for the full answer, do not become reckless. Do not rush, do not force, do not turn signs into idols. Accept the comfort, take the next right step, keep your prayer alive, and let Allah reveal the map at the time He chooses. The servant does not need to see the whole road when the Lord of the road is guiding them. Lesson 6. Allah breaks your plan without breaking you. Another sign Allah is perfecting your prayer is that your plan keeps breaking, but you keep surviving. This is something many people miss. They think the broken plan is proof that Allah is not answering. But sometimes the broken plan is the answer. You made a plan. You chose a path. You imagined a timeline. You thought, by this age, I will have this. By this year, I will reach that. By this month, everything will be clear. But life did not move that way. Things delayed. People changed. Doors closed. Your timeline fell apart, and you felt embarrassed. You felt behind. You felt confused. You saw others moving forward and wondered, why am I still here? But listen carefully. A broken plan does not mean a broken destiny. Your plan can fail, while Allah's plan is still perfectly alive. Sometimes Allah breaks the plan because the plan was too small. Sometimes He breaks it because it depended on the wrong person. Sometimes He breaks it because it was built on fear, not faith. Sometimes He breaks it because it would have given you what you wanted while stealing what you needed. And sometimes Allah breaks your plan because He is protecting the prayer inside it. You asked for peace, but your plan would have brought pressure. You asked for love, but your plan would have brought humiliation. You asked for success, but your plan would have brought pride. You asked for healing, but your plan kept you attached to the source of the wound. So Allah allowed the plan to collapse, not to destroy you, but to separate the pure prayer from the dangerous path. There is a difference between the prayer and the route. You may pray for a good future, but you may choose a route that is harmful. Allah may accept the good desire while closing the harmful route. You may pray for love. Allah may give love, but not through the person you are attached to. You may pray for provision. Allah may give provision, but not through the job you keep begging for. You may pray for honor. Allah may give honor, but not through the people whose approval you are chasing. You may pray for healing. Allah may heal you, but first He may remove the person you thought was your medicine. This is how Allah perfects prayers. He separates the heart of the prayer from the dangerous packaging. You ask for something good, but perhaps you wrapped it in the wrong plan. Allah keeps what is good and removes what would harm you. So when your plan breaks, do not immediately say, my prayer failed. Ask, what is Allah protecting me from? What is Allah teaching me? What part of this plan was built on fear? What part was built on desperation? What part was not pleasing to Allah? What part made me depend too much on people? This reflection can turn pain into wisdom. My brother, my sister, Allah can break a plan with mercy. He can close a door with kindness. He can stop a path with love. He can disappoint your expectation while fulfilling your deeper need. And if you look at your life, you may already have proof. There were things you cried for years ago. Now you thank Allah they never happened. There were people you begged to stay. Now you see why Allah let them leave. There were doors you thought were everything. Now you understand they were traps covered in beauty. So trust Allah with this broken plan too. The story is not over. The prayer is not wasted. The road is not finished. Allah may be rebuilding the path in a way that does not break you later. Lesson 7. Allah teaches you to pray with a cleaner heart. Sometimes the greatest sign Allah is perfecting your prayers is that the way you pray begins to change. At first, you may pray from panic. Allah, give me this now. Allah, make this happen. Allah, bring this person back. Allah, open this exact door. Allah, do not let me lose this. But after time, pain, reflection, and growth, your prayer becomes softer. It becomes wiser. It becomes less demanding and more trusting. You begin to say, Allah, if this is good for me, bring it close. If it is not good for me, remove it from my heart. You begin to say, Allah, do not give me what will make me forget you. You begin to say, Allah, choose for me, because I do not see what you see. You begin to say, Allah, heal what I am too weak to explain. This is not weakness. This is maturity. This is the heart becoming clean. Because sometimes we do not know how to ask properly. We ask from wounds. We ask from jealousy. We ask from loneliness. We ask from fear of being behind. We ask because we compare our life with others. We ask because we want to prove something to people. We ask because someone rejected us and we want to show them we are valuable. But Allah loves us too much to let our prayers remain polluted by insecurity. So He may delay the outward answer while healing the inner request. He may teach you to stop praying against people and start praying for protection from bitterness. He may teach you to stop asking for revenge and start asking for justice with a peaceful heart. He may teach you to stop asking just for status and start asking for beneficial success. He may teach you to stop asking for someone's return and start asking for what is best for your faith and future. This is a big sign. When your prayer becomes cleaner, your life begins to change from the inside. You stop using prayer as a way to control the world. You begin using prayer as a way to surrender to Allah. And there is a huge difference. A controlling prayer says, Allah, do exactly what I want. A surrendered prayer says, Allah, guide my wants until they become good for me. A controlling prayer is full of fear. A surrendered prayer is full of trust. A controlling prayer panics when delayed. A surrendered prayer waits with hope. A controlling prayer breaks when the answer changes. A surrendered prayer says, Allah knows. My brother, my sister, do not underestimate this change. If your prayers have become more sincere, more humble, more aware, more trusting, then Allah is working on you. And when Allah works on the person praying, the prayer itself becomes more beautiful. Think of a cup filled with muddy water. If you pour pure water into it again and again, slowly the mud rises, spills out, and the cup becomes clear. That is what Allah may be doing with your heart. Your repeated prayers are not just requests, they are cleansing you. Every night you ask, something inside you softens. Every tear removes a layer of arrogance. Every delay removes a layer of panic. Every disappointment removes a layer of attachment. Every return to Allah removes a layer of despair. And then one day, your heart says a prayer so pure that even you feel different after saying it. You no longer ask like a desperate slave of the world. You ask like a servant of Allah who knows the King is merciful. That is when the prayer becomes beautiful. That is when the answer, whatever form it takes, becomes safe. Lesson 8. Allah gives you peace before He gives you the thing. This is one of the most beautiful signs. Sometimes before Allah gives the answer, He gives peace. Nothing outside has changed yet. The problem is still there. The door is still closed. The person has not returned. The money has not arrived. The result has not appeared. The situation is not fully solved. But strangely, your heart is calmer. You do not cry the same way. You do not fear the same way. You do not check your phone the same way. You do not need people's approval the same way. You still care, but you are not controlled. You still hope, but you are not desperate. You still pray, but you are not collapsing. That peace is not small. That peace may be an answer. Because sometimes Allah gives you the inner answer before the outer answer. He gives you strength before the door. He gives you calm before the news. He gives you trust before the result. He gives you freedom before the replacement. He gives you healing before the visible miracle. And this is mercy. Because what is the use of receiving the thing if your heart is still restless? What is the use of getting the door if fear walks through it with you? What is the use of success if anxiety eats it? What is the use of love if insecurity controls it? What is the use of wealth if greed burns it? So Allah may give peace first. Peace is a sign that the heart is being held. Peace is a sign that your faith is breathing again. Peace is a sign that Allah is teaching you that you can survive even before the answer arrives. There are people who think the only answer is when life changes, but sometimes the first answer is when you change. Your situation is the same, but your heart is different. Your test is the same, but your reaction is different. Your pain is the same, but your relationship with Allah is different. This is a miracle many people ignore, because they only look for the blessing they can show others. They ignore the blessing Allah placed quietly inside them. A peaceful heart in a difficult season is not ordinary. It is a gift. A patient heart in delay is not ordinary. It is a gift. A hopeful heart after disappointment is not ordinary. It is a gift. A heart that still calls upon Allah after being broken many times is not ordinary. It is a gift. So if you feel even a small calm after a long storm, thank Allah. If you can sleep again after months of worry, thank Allah. If you can pray without bitterness, thank Allah. If you can let go without hatred, thank Allah. If you can say, Allah, I trust you, even with tears in your eyes, thank Allah. That may be the first fruit of your prayer. And sometimes Allah gives this peace to prove to you that the outcome is not your God. Your peace does not come from people. Your peace does not come from timelines. Your peace does not come from control. Your peace comes from Allah. When you understand this, the world loses its power to destroy you. You become softer but stronger. You become hopeful but not naive. You become patient but not passive. You become trusting but not careless. You continue making effort. You continue praying. You continue walking. But your heart is no longer screaming, what if it never happens? Your heart begins whispering, Allah will give what is best, when it is best, how it is best. And that whisper is a sign of life. Lesson 9. Allah makes the impossible move through unexpected doors. When Allah is perfecting your prayer, He may stop you from depending on the door you expected, because human beings become attached to one method. We think help must come through this person, money must come through this job, healing must come through this apology, love must come through this relationship, success must come through this one opportunity. But Allah is not limited to your expected door. He can bring from places your mind never planned. He can send help through a stranger. He can open a path from a rejection. He can turn a delay into a better connection. He can replace what you lost with something cleaner. He can make the person who ignored you irrelevant to your peace. He can take you through a road you never wanted, then make you grateful you walked it. This is why Allah may close the obvious door, not because He cannot open it, but because He wants you to know who truly opens doors. If the door you expected opens exactly when you demanded, your heart may become attached to the door. But when Allah brings the answer from a place you never expected, your heart bows in awe. You say, only Allah could have done this. That is a beautiful answer, because it increases your faith. It does not just solve your problem. It teaches your soul who Allah is. Many times Allah perfects the answer by changing the route. You wanted one person to support you. Allah sent support through someone better. You wanted one job. Allah opened a field you never considered. You wanted one apology. Allah healed you until you no longer needed it. You wanted one home. Allah moved you to a place where your heart could breathe. You wanted one sign. Allah gave you a whole season of guidance. Do not insult the unexpected door just because it does not look like your plan. Sometimes the blessing comes dressed differently. Sometimes the rescue is quiet. Sometimes the replacement is not immediate. But when it comes, it carries more peace than the thing you lost. My brother, my sister, the impossible is only impossible to us. Allah is not trapped by what traps us. He does not need people's permission to bless you. He does not need your perfect plan. He does not need the economy to favor you. He does not need the one who left to return. He does not need the one who rejected you to approve you. When Allah wills good for you, no closed heart can stop Him. No jealous person can block Him. No delay can defeat Him. No distance can weaken Him. No mistake, once you return sincerely to Him, is too big for His mercy. This should make you breathe again. You do not have to know every route. You do not have to control every person. You do not have to force every outcome. Your job is to pray, obey, work honestly, avoid what displeases Allah, and trust the one who controls the unseen. Because while you are staring at one locked door, Allah may be preparing 10 doors behind you. While you are crying over one person, Allah may be saving you for a cleaner love. While you are grieving one lost plan, Allah may be arranging a path that makes you say, now I understand. That is how Allah perfects prayers. He answers in a way that proves the answer came from Him, not from your control. Lesson 10. Allah makes you thank Him for what He did not give. The final sign is the deepest one. You begin to thank Allah not only for what He gave, you thank Him for what He blocked. This is a very mature form of gratitude, because anyone can thank Allah when the door opens. Anyone can smile when the prayer is answered in the way they wanted. Anyone can say Allah is kind when life feels easy. But when you can look back at a closed door and say, Allah, thank you, your heart has understood something rare. You have seen the mercy in the refusal, the wisdom in the delay, the protection in the loss, the love in the redirection. This does not happen overnight. At first, the blocked prayer hurts. It confuses you. It may make you cry in silence. It may make you wonder why Allah did not give what you were so sure you needed. But then time passes, truth appears, hidden character is exposed, a better door opens, your heart heals, your faith deepens, and suddenly you understand. That rejection was not an enemy. That delay was not cruelty. That ending was not the destruction of your future. It was Allah saving you. And then gratitude rises from a place deeper than happiness. You say, Allah, I wanted it, but you knew. I cried for it, but you protected me. I thought losing it would break me, but losing it brought me back to you. I thought that person was my peace, but you showed me peace was with you. I thought that door was my future, but you had written a better one. This is the moment you realize your prayers were never wasted. Some were answered by being given. Some were answered by being delayed. Some were answered by being replaced. Some were answered by being removed from your heart. Some were answered by reward you cannot yet see. Some were answered by protection from harm you never knew existed. Allah does not waste the sincere call of His servant, but He answers with perfect knowledge, and perfect knowledge will not always satisfy your impatience, but it will always protect your soul. So when you are praying, remember this: you are not informing Allah of what He does not know. He already knows. You are not forcing Allah to care. He already cares. You are not trying to convince Allah to be merciful. His mercy is greater than your understanding. Prayer changes you. Prayer connects you. Prayer humbles you. Prayer opens doors. Prayer removes harm. Prayer brings reward. Prayer teaches you dependence on Allah. Prayer turns loneliness into closeness. Prayer turns tears into worship. Prayer turns waiting into growth. And when Allah is perfecting your prayer, the process may look messy from the outside. You may lose people. You may face delays. You may outgrow old desires. You may become quieter. You may feel hidden. You may see your plan break. You may be forced to trust without seeing. But inside that hidden process, Allah may be writing mercy in a language your pain cannot read yet. So do not stop praying. Do not stop asking. Do not stop hoping. But also do not make your heart hard against Allah, because the answer is not shaped like your demand. Ask beautifully. Wait with dignity, work with honesty, leave what is forbidden, protect your heart, and trust that Allah knows the exact moment when the answer should arrive, the exact form it should take, and the exact version of you that must be ready to receive it. My brother, my sister, your prayer may look delayed in your eyes, but in the wisdom of Allah it may be arriving perfectly on time. The silence may be preparation, the waiting may be protection, the tears may be washing your heart, the closed door may be mercy. The lost person may be rescue. The changed desire may be guidance. The broken plan may be redirection. And the peace you feel after all that pain may be the first sign that Allah has already begun answering you. So tonight, do not sleep thinking Allah ignored you. Sleep knowing that every sincere prayer you made was heard. Every tear was seen. Every pain was known. Every hidden fear was understood. And every door that closed by the permission of the one who knows where your real door is. One day, you may stand in front of the life Allah gave you and remember the nights you cried for something else. And you will feel ashamed of how little you understood His mercy. You will say, Allah, you were perfecting it while I was questioning it. You were protecting me while I was complaining. You were preparing me while I thought I was abandoned. You were guiding me while I thought I was lost. That day will come by the mercy of Allah. Until then, keep praying, keep returning, keep trusting, keep cleaning your heart, keep walking away from what pulls you away from Allah. Keep your hope alive, even if your eyes cannot see the answer yet, because your Lord is not absent. Your prayer is not forgotten. Your story is not finished. And what Allah is perfecting in silence may become the very answer that makes your soul fall in gratitude. So raise your heart tonight and say, Allah, if what I ask for is good for my faith, my life, my heart and my ending, bring it close with ease and blessing. If it is harmful for me, remove it from my path and remove my attachment to it. Do not let me love what will destroy me. Do not let me chase what will distance me from you. Clean my prayer, clean my intention, clean my heart. Give me what is best, not only what I want. And make me pleased with your choice, because your choice is wiser than my desire. My brother, my sister, this is how you know Allah may be perfecting your prayers right now. Not only when the door opens, but when your heart becomes safer, your desire becomes cleaner, your circle becomes lighter, your patience becomes deeper, your trust becomes stronger, and your connection with Allah becomes more real than the thing you are asking for. That is not failure, that is mercy. That is not rejection, that is preparation. That is not silence, that is Allah working in ways only time will explain.